Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Too Cool for School art class Nuage eye and cheek. Cheek and eye. Blurring cheek and eye colour. There's a different title like anywhere I look. If I actually read it from the bottle it says Too Cool for School, obviously, art class Nuage, cheek and eye, blurring cheek and eye colour. But that's just such a long name, I can't be bothered with it. I picked these up because I really wanted to get into some more matte eyeshadows, and I'm so sorry that the sun has just gone down. Again, it's really cloudy outside and I'm just going to be blue for a bit and then the lighting will go back to normal because I don't have studio lighting. I have a giant window. Anyway, I thought that these looked really cute. The colours looked really sweet. I'm assuming that they're using the word nuage as in like the French nuage, which is clouds, I think that's what they're going for in that instance. But nevertheless, the colours looked really cute, the formula looked really fun, and I do love a double duty product, which means that you can use this one as an eyeshadow as well as a blush. So for these products, the product description says, velvety soft colours melt onto skin upon application, completing a rosy glow for your eyes, cheeks, and a matte, weightless finish when dry. Available in 6 luscious shades, suitable for everyday makeup. 6 shades! I think that's a lie. I'm fairly certain that there's only 5 shades because I've only got 5. It definitely says on the top 5 colours, yes style. What are you doing with your product descriptions? Pretty certain there's only 5. So the packaging of these products is honestly a little bit boring for me because I've had so much overstimulating products recently. If I'm looking at this in comparison to something like this or in comparison to something like this, it's really just not that exciting. However, it is nicely functional and it comes with a nice flat doe foot applicator which makes them easy to apply to the cheeks and the eye, which is really important. There are 5 colours in the collection and all of the colours are really pretty and matte. I find them to be all quite like muted colours, which is kind of nice if you're going for a eye and a cheek look. I feel like some of them are really suited to lighter skin tones and then some of them are really more suited to deeper skin tones. But it's nice to have a collection where it kind of crosses over so that everybody can have something. So number 1 is called Nudie Cashmere and this one is a light peach colour. So I'm going to start out by doing my eyeshadow. So I'm going to use the little doe foot provided to apply the majority of the eyeshadow to my eyelid, and then I can use a finger or I can use a brush to blend it out. Since this is a lighter colour, this one is a lot easier to blend than some of the darker colours. So that is what it looks like as an eyeshadow in comparison to nothing. And then I'm going to do my cheek the exact same way, so I'm going to use the brush to apply some of the product and then I'm going to use my fingertip to blend it out. And that is one cheek with the product there. You can really see the difference on this side. So this is a Nudie Cashmere on my cheeks and my eyelids. I apologise because it does look really strange without like the rest of the eye makeup on, but I'm doing so many swatches today it's not realistic to be putting a mascara on and then wiping it off all the time. I really enjoy this colour even though it is an orange colour because it's not super orange and because it's lighter it is a bit easier to blend. It's one of the colours that I do get a lot of wear out of as an eyeshadow but not so much as a blush because not a super fan of oranges. If I can avoid it, I will. I don't know why, I just find like a peach eyeshadow much more tolerable and nice than a peach blush. But this is number 1, Nudie Cashmere. The next shade is called Cotton Peach and this one is more of a kind of coral colour for me because it's more pink than it is orange. This time I'm going to show you using a brush applicator, so I'm going to use a flat shader brush for my lid. But first I am going to put the product on using the doe foot applicator provided, and then I'm just going to use the brush to blend that out nicely. And then for the cheeks, rather than using a blush brush, I'm going to use a thoroughly dirty cushion puff. So I'm going to apply the product as I did before with the actual brush, and then I'm going to use the cushion puff to just gently pat it out. I don't like this application method as much as I like using my finger because as you can kind of see, even though you're patting it out, it really kind of sticks to wherever you put it in the first place, and I end up patting and pulling, which means that the foundation underneath is disturbed, which means that I get like bald patches and no coverage. At the moment my skin is looking okay, so this isn't too bad, but for example if I had scarring underneath and I was using a concealer to cover it, and then I have to kind of like push and pull the product over the top, then it's going to be disturbing the concealer underneath, and what's the point in putting it there? So this is Cottony Peach on one side at the moment. I do think the colour is really pretty. I don't use it so much as a blush because I do find it a little bit harder to work with, being that it is a more pigmented colour, but it's not too bad and I do think that the colour looks good. And this is what it looks like applied on both sides. Again, I do really like the colour. I think that it is quite flattering. So that is what it looks like there. This is number 2, Cottony Peach. Number 3 is called Rosy Suede, and this is a really beautiful blush colour. This is the one that I get the most wear out of course, because it is a pink. It is the most pink in the collection. The rest of them are all kind of like variations of nude or variations of orange, I think personally. This one is the pinkiest pink and I just absolutely love it. So that is what it looks like as an eyeshadow. It's just like the nicest dusty rose colour, and then it works the best for me as a blush, again because it's more pink. I don't know, I just prefer a pink blush. So that is what number 3 Rosy Suede looks like on one side, so you can see it a little bit more clearly. This is the side with out. It's weird doing an eye and a cheek swatch. I don't know if I've ever done these before together. And then this is what it looks on both sides. I really love this. I think it's the most natural colour on my cheeks, and on my eyes I just really adore the pink shade. So this is number 3 Rosy Suede. Number 4 is called Mellow Red, and this one is a quite interesting kind of like, maybe I could describe it as a dusty brick colour. So you can see it clearing up in the swatches. It's still like, I really struggle to call this a red colour without really trying to classify it as a brick red. The reason being that it's kind of more nude to brown tones, or with like a little bit of orange rather than a straight red or more pink colour. I don't mind this though. I think that it actually looks really nice. It's not my favourite, but I still like it. So there's what it looks like as an eyeshadow there. And then as a blush, this one is harder to blend out because it is a much more pigmented colour. But this I think would be quite nice for someone who has a deeper skin tone, because you probably see it a lot more than you would see Nudie Cashmere or Rosy Suede, which are the colours that work better for me. Alright, so I put a little bit too much on that cheek and I look a little bit too clown-like in real life. It also looks very like, I feel quite heavy because how dark the shade is, and because I'm wearing it on my eyelids and on my cheeks, it just looks a little bit much in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Otherwise this is number 4 Mellow Red. And lastly in the collection we have number 5, which is called Brown Warmer. This shade is a really nice sort of more brown toned nude shade. I actually really like this as an eyeshadow, but I'm not the biggest fan of it as a blush, as I'm sure you can imagine. Just because it is a more brown shade, it's just, I don't know, I just don't feel like those look the best as blushes for me personally. But I do think that that could be quite nice for someone who has a deeper skin tone. So that is what number 5 Brown Warmer looks like without anything. And then on my skin, I love how it has such a nice glowy finish, which is somewhat to do with my cushion and somewhat to do with the product as well, but it's definitely not mattifying. But anyway, this is number 5, which is called Brown Warmer on both cheeks. Again, like Mellow Red, I feel like it's a bit too much for me to have the eyes and the cheeks, and I definitely prefer the eyeshadow in this colour over the cheek. I feel like the cheek makes me look, I don't know, like I've tanned my cheeks but not the rest of my face. It looks more like a bronzer colour that I've tried to wear as a blush. So this one I use as an eyeshadow because I think that that looks gorgeous, but not really as a blush for my skin tone. So this is number 5 Brown Warmer. You know what I haven't tried with these shadows? I haven't tried putting 2 of them together. I wonder if that would work well. So this is my attempt at using 2 of the colours. I used the 5th shade, which is the brown in the outer half, and then number 2, which is Cotton Peach on the inner half. And honestly, I think that they're just a little bit too sheer to use 2 colours because it is just For me, what I can see, it's blending into one. I can't really see a difference in the colours that much because they are also quite similar. No, I don't think I can really recommend using two of them at the same time unless they come up with more colours that have a little bit more variety. Yeah, that's what I got from that, so that's a no-go from me, but I'm glad that I thought of it and tried it before finishing the video. Overall, I am actually a fan of these eyeshadows. I don't love them as much as a blush, and I generally don't like to wear them together because I feel like it's very samey to have something that is the same colour on your eyes as it is on your cheeks. I don't know, for me they're just very close together and it kind of just looks a bit bizarre. Sometimes I do it with number 3, which is Rosy Suede, because it's like the most natural blush colour. That means that you can't see it as much as a blush. It just looks like a little bit of colour to my cheeks and then it looks like a proper eyeshadow. Whereas because some of the other colours are more pigmented, I think it just looks a little bit weird. So for me, these are really easy to use as an eyeshadow. I highly recommend using your fingers to blend them out. It's so easy, and because they are a little bit more of a sheerer formula, it doesn't matter if you mess up as much. You can actually, if you do mess it up, put foundation on your finger and put the foundation over the top of the eyeshadow and you'll be totally fine. So if you're more of a beginner with eyeshadows and you're looking for some nice sort of muted colours that are matte, not sparkly, I would actually really recommend these, even though they are slightly more pricey. So overall, I thoroughly enjoy using these products, and I will definitely be keeping Rosy Suede and Nudie Cashmere, which are my 2 favourite colours. The other 3 are going to be up for debate because I just don't enjoy them that much. So let me know what you guys thought about all of the other colours, and would this be something that you guys are interested in trying, like a eyeshadow that is in a little bottle that is matte rather than shimmery. I don't think I've seen that many of these around. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!